quick message for React engineers that are trying to lift state up in their components. Yep, we've all been there. We have a complicated problem that we're trying to solve in our UI app. We're using React and we decide that we're going to need to store state somewhere in our component tree that's going to enable us to spread information across our entire screen. We've probably gone off and we've probably looked around YouTube. We've probably looked at Kent C. Dodd's tutorial on lifting up state, but we find over time that as we try and lift up state, we get one thing that happens which blocks our ability to scale up our components confidently, and that is the state becomes too complex. The actual objects that we try and store in the state themselves actually become too complex. And let me explain why this happens. You see, React is not really a framework that is designed to do anything else apart from just simply provide a simple view rendering mechanism. And what we often do is we often listen to various gurus online who tell us that React can do everything. And what we end up doing is we end up using React to build things like state, and we give it too many responsibilities. As software engineers writing React apps, we should limit the amount of responsibilities React has, and we should begin to find a different way. Now, usually at this point, most people say to me, okay, Pete, what we actually want to do is we want to use a global state container such as Redux. But here's the problem with state containers like Redux or any other stateful library like MobX or whatever, is they will actually begin to force various different rules on us. Now, these rules by themselves aren't a problem. What's really the problem is that we begin to lose control over the architecture of the state that we're designing. This means that our brains can't actually figure out the right way to transform the data objects and to sort of weave them through the frameworks like React. So, if you would like to learn about building a better state architecture in your application without having to rely upon the way that the tools do it, and you begin learning a way that works better with your brain and that will enable you to more easily scale up your React applications and improve their architecture and improve their testing, I'm running a free web training class this week. In the web training class, we're going to be going over 3 things. In the first part, we are going to be looking at the process that you can begin using on a day-to-day basis to scale up and test your state in an application. Secondly, we're going to be looking at 8 principles that you can begin using today in your React application so you can get more scalable and testable code. And thirdly, we're going to be looking at how you can how you can begin making the transition from regular engineer or regular React engineer to being a React UI architect engineer that will understand the principles of creating a stateful application that works in a way that you'll always be able to confidently scale up, test, maintain, and refactor. If you'd like to join me on the webinar, what you do is you click the link on or around this video, you get taken through to another page. Hope to see you on the other side.